Hello everybody and welcome back to another video on the channel, guys. Now, since I last made a video, Preston have made some new signings, and so I thought I'd make a video to you today to basically discuss those signings and also talk about some of the transfer rumours which are currently circulating around the club. So the first thing we have to, of course, talk about is the permanent signing of Lindegaard. He was released by West Bromwich Albion the other day, and Preston snapped him up immediately to sign him up on a one-year contract. So overall, do I think that this is a good move to get Lindegaard on a permanent? I'd say yes. I think that last season he proved, if anything, that he's more than capable of being our #1 goalkeeper, and the experience he'll bring to the team and defensive line I think will be vital next season. It's also crucial that we have a permanent goalkeeper now, so that way we're not going to have another Jordan Pickford situation where halfway through the season we're needing to change the keeper, unless of course he was to go and get injured, which, you know, hopefully he won't, but we won't have the case of a keeper being recalled and we won't have that looming over our shoulders anymore. I think that some of the fans who aren't convinced by Lindegaard was mainly because of towards the end of his loan spell last season, in his last four or so matches, he looked a bit jittery. He made a couple of mistakes here and there. I think that's, you know, it's bound to happen with players. You know, players do make mistakes now and again, and I'm just hoping that next season we'll be able to get the best out of Lindegaard. I think it's also interesting as well that we've signed him on a one-year contract. Everyone else that we've signed throughout this transfer window has either signed on a 2-year or 3-year deal, so I think it's interesting that we've only signed Lindegaard up for a 1-year deal. I think there's a couple possibilities as to why that is. One possibility could be that he's still on quite large wages, and we wouldn't want to tie ourselves to, you know, if the worst was to happen and we got relegated, we wouldn't want to tie ourselves down to the big earning players again. So that may be one reason. Another reason may be because of his age. You know, he is getting on a bit. I think he's about 31 now. However, what I think the reason is that next season, in the summer of 2017, Sam Johnson will be out of contract with Man United, and I think Grayson will be having, I think Grayson will have thought about that, and we could have gone in for Sam Johnson on another loan this year. I don't think Grayson wanted to do that, really. I think he wanted to have a permanent goalkeeper this season, and I don't think he'll have been willing to shell out the amount of money that United will have wanted for Sam Johnson. So I think that getting Lindegaard in for next season, and then in the next summer, I think we'll be in a good position, really, because whether we'll want to keep Lindegaard for another year or the possibility of bringing Sam Johnson back in on a permanent, that may be available next season. So let me know in the comments down below, guys. What do you think of the signing of Lindegaard? Do you think it's a good move for the club or not? Or would you have liked to see another loan perhaps come in? Let me know in the comments down below. I'll be very interested to know. And as well, today Preston have been very busy in the transfer window so far. We have also completed the signing of Ben Pringle from Fulham. I think this is an excellent signing for Preston, and it was an area that we really did need to strengthen. You know, he's the first winger to come in this transfer window, and he's more than welcome as well. I think he'll be a fantastic addition to the squad. I remember back when it was 2013, I think in the 2013 playoffs, when Rotherham went on to win the playoffs that year. Obviously, Ben Pringle was playing for Rotherham that year, and in the playoff semi-final we played against them, Ben Pringle absolutely ripped us apart, and that's my lasting impression of Ben Pringle. Those two playoff matches we had against him, I think he got an assist or two in the playoffs, and he was absolutely fantastic for them, and he was pivotal for them. However, he's not really seemed to have adapted to the Championship as he probably would have liked. He's had 3 clubs so far in his 2 years in the Championship. He's played for Rotherham, he's played for Fulham, and he's also played for Ipswich as well. So he's been yo-yoing around a little bit, but hopefully now that he's come to Preston, he'll find a bit of stability. I think the one thing you can say about Ben Pringle above all else is that he's a fantastic crosser of the ball. I think he's a very technical player like that, and similar to Gallagher, really. He's not very pacey, but on the ball, I think we'll see a lot of good out of him, and we've been in need of a crosser for quite a while now, someone that's good on the ball and that can whip in a decent ball, because Gallagher, don't get me wrong, is absolutely excellent at that, but when he's playing in the centre, he doesn't really get the opportunities to fly in those crosses, and I think that with the signing of Mackinock up front, we definitely needed someone in that area who was a specialist in crossing, really. I'd say the only downside to Pringle that he has really is possibly his strength, but also his lack of pace as well. I think that is still something that needs to be addressed within this squad. I think last season, a couple of times we were made to pay because of our lack of pace, and we weren't really able to hit teams on the counter-attack as much as we would have liked to last season because of our lack of pace, whether that's on the wings, up front, or in the middle, or even in defence. We really didn't have it last season, and so far we've not addressed that. And of course, Preston now have completed the transfer for Callum Robinson. Obviously, he was out of contract at Aston Villa, and Preston decided to snap him up straight away. So, being a Preston fan now, we should know what to expect from Callum Robinson by now. We've now had him on 3 separate loan occasions, and honestly, I'm a bit mixed when it comes to this transfer, really. I think that with him being 21, he's obviously got potential to be a good player for us, but do I think that probably was better options out there? Honestly, I probably do think there was better options than Callum Robinson out there. However, I will support him at the club, and hopefully he'll kick on this season. I mean, last season, the thing that just annoys me with Callum Robinson is we all know what he's capable of on his day, but he's just not really shown that consistency yet, and hopefully that will come with age, but who knows. But that's just the thing with Callum Robinson. He's just not shown that consistency yet. I think I can remember last season probably he had 3, maybe 4 really good matches for Preston, if that, and then the rest were very mediocre. I'd say the game he played against Bolton away on Gentry Day, he was absolutely fantastic that day. He was ripping the Bolton defence apart, and when he shows confidence on the ball and he's willing to take on a player, he's absolutely fantastic, but sometimes he just can't seem to get into the game and he goes missing for large majorities of it. However, I do think he fits into what the ethos of the club is at the moment, that being bringing in young players and developing them, and hopefully turning them into better players, because at the end of the day, we have to remember where we stand in the transfer market, guys. We can't go out and spend, you know, 5 million on a winger that we want to, you know, that just isn't going to happen for Preston. So what we have to do, we have to take on these young players to hopefully develop them and turn them into better players. Honestly, would I have liked to see Adam Reach come in instead of Callum Robinson? Of course I would. I'm sure that most Preston fans would have liked to see that, but obviously that's not going to happen now, so I'll take Callum Robinson and hopefully he'll be able to kick on this season. I think that if Callum Robinson is given a run in the team, hopefully that consistency will come. However, I don't really see Callum Robinson featuring all too much, especially not in the starting team next season. The reason I say that is because the way we line up with Simon Grayson, we don't really use wingers really that much. I mean, the system we normally play, we normally like to play a 3 at the back system or a 5-back system with 2 wing backs. Wingers don't really fit into that system, so I think the most we're going to see out of Callum Robinson next season is going to be as an impact player, if I'm being completely honest. I mean, leave in the comments down below if you can see Callum Robinson playing a bigger role in the squad than that, but honestly, I think he'll be a squad player next season. Maybe that's just me, but leave in the comments down below what you think of that. So overall now, guys, Preston have completed 7 new signings in this transfer window, which is pretty good going, you know, considering we've done all of that before we've actually had our first pre-season match. So I'd say that's pretty decent going for Preston. So leave in the comments down below what you have thought of all of our transfer business so far, guys. That will wrap up this video, so thank you very much for watching. Also, leave in the comments down below any other positions you still think we need to strengthen. I think right back is probably a position we still need to look at. I think we have been looking at Vermeil and 1 or 2 other options for the area, but I think that right back and then maybe another lone striker or something like that, but I'm not sure because we would have 7 if we did bring in another striker. But like I said, guys, that will wrap up this video. So if you have enjoyed, make sure you do leave a like on the video. Make sure you also check out all links in the description down below. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. I always tweet before I upload, therefore you'll never miss an upload ever again. But other than that, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.